All right, how you doing? My name is Kristen Jones, and this is basically my analysis on Moneyball. I have 4 to 6 minutes from first word to last word, so I jotted a couple things down in my notes, and then I'm gonna straight off topic to let you know that I have a complete understanding of the analytics behind the interviewing process. And I'm basically going off the evaluation chart that you gave us. So, like I said, I wrote down a couple, maybe like a paragraph or two, right? All right, so here we go, right? So if you're in the fast-paced business world, it's hard to imagine what it's like to form a solid team and not to have the money to do so, right? So companies find themselves with little to no resources to do such a thing, right? But with the right strategies, companies can build a winning team and environment where it's financially hard, right? And it's basically what Peter was doing. I'm sorry, not Peter, but Billy. That's basically what Billy was doing in the third video when he was in the conference room with the scouting team and Peter, right? So, moving on, a good first step is to look at the talent, right? And that's what he was doing. He was looking at the talent that he had. He had like 38 ball players, to which were good, not great, good, right? Um, but instead of him like going above the salary cap, what he did to replace Gambini, I'm sorry, can't remember that name. Please don't doubt me. But what he did, instead of replacing him with one solid player, he took 3 players that I believe their RBI or something like that was like 0.347. Yeah, 0.347 or something like that a piece, which averaged out to like 1057, something like that. But anyway, uh, this means picking employees who are ripe for nurturing through training and mentorship. Basically, he was building in-house talent uh, to build a team's capability, but also increasing employee satisfaction and engagement. And it wasn't that he was like trying to make the scouting team happy because in due time they would have got to they would have gotten it. They would have understood it with due time. But he was utilizing Peter's ability to basically crunch numbers and scout. You know, he was utilizing him because he was underutilized. He was underutilized with the other scouting team, right? Moving on. The other option could be uh, to hire based off of value, right? Uh, Companies don't have to look at the most qualified candidate, but they can look at someone who has a passion about the business and potential to move upward in mobility. Value-based hiring makes sure that any new employees are genuinely invested in the business and are to contribute even if they aren't on the budget, right? And that's exactly what Billy was doing with Peter, right? So I took a couple more notes, right? So Peter, which was underutilized by the other scouting team, right? He was underutilized. So from what I saw, Billy, when he had the meeting with Mark, right? Those two, it was kind of weird because they were using open and closed questioning amongst each other, right? And they also utilized the tactic of informational interviewing, right? So both of them were kind of like flexing their ability to be in power. So there was like kind of like they got to a stalemate. There was no apparent winner there in the situation when it came down to the interviewing process, right? So what he did, he realized that there was a diamond in the rough, which was, I'm sorry, Peter. Peter was the diamond in the rough. So he went, he asked Peter, you know, who are you? What are you about? You know, and he realized that with him being underutilized, he could give him a place in his structure and utilize him to the highest capability. And he found out all of this from the open ended questioning and the informational interview that he was conducting with Mark. So, long story short, in my opinion, I felt like the interview between Billy and Mark was good. There, the winner ended up being Billy because he ended up being able to uh, poach Peter for his benefit, and Peter is doing what he loves. So that's all I got. I hope that lets you know that I actually watched the situations and I understood the importance of the open-ended interview in chapter. I'm sorry, the open-ended interview in chapter 3 and the informational interview in chapter 5. Thank you.